Good morning, my name is Daniel Garcia, and for this speech, I picked one of the most painful days of my life. You see, my cousin and I were always really competitive. One day when we were little, we were racing on a treadmill to see who can go faster. The treadmill was against the wall, so when I fell, I rolled up against that wall. I got second-degree burns on my leg, shoulder, face, and arm. I had little pieces of plastic in my burns as well. My cousin was in shock and was just standing there. Luckily, my aunt walked in on us and stopped the treadmill before I could hurt myself anymore. She put my arm over her shoulder and carried me inside. I was absolutely covered in blood, like from head to toe. I was covered in blood. So everything that happened after I got inside is kind of a blur. I know my family was freaking out and an ambulance was called, but those are really, really expensive, so my mom and aunt took me to the hospital. The hospital was the worst part of my day. I was put in a saltwater bath, and a nurse was trying to scrape the plastic from the treadmill out of my leg, which got the worst of it. She used a metal sponge thing that I can only describe as kind of like a cheese grater, and I screamed and begged for her to stop. This is probably the most pain I've ever been in. I even asked my mom to take over, which the nurse let her do, but I guess my mom wasn't doing a very good job, so the nurse snatched it out of her hands and started violently scraping my leg. Like, violently. And after this, all I can really remember doing is screaming my heart out, like, screaming at the top of my lungs, completely in pain, in shock, my mom horrified, and all I can like like the biggest thing I can remember from this is watching the bits and pieces of my flesh and plastic float to the surface while the water turned red with my blood. And that's really the end of the worst day of my life. All I can really say about this is I got three things from this day. One is pain. The other is the knowledge to not put the treadmill against the wall. And the third thing is I beat my cousin. I'm faster than him. And yeah, that's it. Thank you for listening.